Hello and welcome to my latest tutorial. This time we're gonna do the Plague Marine Icon Bearer, a dead guard, and I'm gonna show you how to do this armor. My palette that I'm using for this, it will be Dead Guard Green, as you can see now, as base coat on the front. I will be using Ushabti Bone and Screaming Skull for the brightest highlights. For the shadows, I will use a mix of Dead God Green and Incubi Darkness. But we will go later on that. First of all, we're gonna start here with applying the Ushabti Bone. Just make sure to keep the consistency a bit flowing, not too thick. And you just apply it wherever the light will hit. Just keep touching it. I mean, if you go a bit too far, that's no problem at all. You can just go over it with the Dead God Green and it's fine. So just keep mapping the Ushabti Bone. Add more than one layer to it, so especially on the brightest parts. This miniature is for a raffle. It will be a giveaway. You will probably know this already from my stories and announcements. So let's give it our best. In this video, I'm gonna show you just how to do the armor. In the following video, I will show you how to do the trims. It's more like in orange kind of gold, copper, orange, yeah, something like that. I'm not sure yet if I will apply verdigris onto it, because I feel I'm not really into the withering stuff yet. I'm for sure going to start applying it very soon. And once I get that more under control, I will also add some verdigris onto my dead guards and battle damage. And maybe make some videos about it, if you guys want to. As you can see, I'm still applying the Ushabti Bone. And the thing about this is it's more like going back and forth, really. Just make sure your paint is thin. Add 2 or 3 drops of water to 1 part of paint. And you just keep glazing over it until you think it's good enough. Try to avoid the holes in the armor as well, and everything that has to stay black, try to avoid it. You don't really have to yet, but just try to avoid it. It will save a lot of work in the end, and it will give you a lot more contrast once it's done. As you can see, from now on I'm starting to use incubi darkness. You can go two ways about this. You can either start mixing the dead god green with the incubi darkness, or you can just, start with the incubi darkness. What you have to do is really make a glaze of it, because it is quite a dark color. So 3 parts of water, sorry, and 1 part of paint. That's a good start. Maybe a little bit more water. If you don't have any incubi darkness, if you have like AK colors, you can use dark sea blue, or is it dark sea green? Dark sea blue is a good one. For yep. Dark sea blue you can use if you don't have the incubi darkness. Yeah. And what you do now is just go into the shaded areas. As you can see now, it's, on the lower part of the arm, and also on the top part of the icon. Why? Because the icon is slightly bent over to the front. So the brightest part will be, on the lower part of the icon. And also on the, helmet will be the brightest part. Just letting that dry now. As you can see now, there's a nice gradient between it. What you want to do now is use the dead god green and mix it up with the incubi darkness. And now you just have to, glaze between the Ushabti Bone and the incubi darkness. And now you really have to play with it, how dark do you want to go on the top part, or that's really up to you. What you can also start doing with this incubi darkness, I took that color for it as well, is those holes in the armor. Do not use a glaze consistency for that. Use more of a layer consistency to go in those holes. And once you're done, try to edge highlight again with Ushabti Bone around those edges of the holes on the armor. So they really, gives the effect of being damaged on the armor. So now you just basically go back and forth, use some dead guard green, make sure everything is glazed, use some Ushabti Bone again on some areas. Now you just have to, you know, play a little bit to get a smooth transition. I think it's a very, well, fun color palette. Once you start applying it, you'll notice. As well now, as you can see, I'm start using the Screaming Skull on the very brightest parts, so everything gets brighter. On top of the shoulder, on top of the helmet on the icon, and on the lower part of the icon I will apply the Screaming Skull, and maybe on a few touches on the, you know, edges of the holes to really make them stand out. Also, not sure yet, but I might also turn in this model for the MPO challenge, but we'll see if I get it done on time and if it's worth, you know. I will do my best. The next video I will, you know, talk about the trim a little more. Also gonna use more oranges in that gold, basically, yeah, everything. I'm also experimenting a bit with that palette because it's well, it's not like it's new, but it's new to me. And I'm not really sure about the base coat yet, because I feel it misses, yeah, some purple magenta stuff in there, so we'll work on that on the next video. But this is just the Armour. As you can see, I'm really glazing it up, and like I said, guys, it's yeah, it's back and forth, and then you go too bright, have to go a step backwards, use some dead guard green, maybe some Ushabti Bone again, maybe some incubi darkness mixed with dead guard green. It's really, you gotta play with it a little bit. That's why it takes time, you know. If you really wanna, it's fun. As well, like I said, in the holes, it's really nice contrast as well with the Ushabti Bone and then the incubi darkness. And later on, I'm not showing it in here, but that's not, you know, that hard. Inside of those holes I will go in with a yellowish color, something like tan yellow, Everland Sunset from Citadel, maybe. Yeah. You know, something like for the that it's some kind of juicy in there, some kind of pus or whatever. We're almost done on the armor. I'm sorry for not recording in the screen right now. But I will notice it in a second that I'm not painting on screen. So just make sure you hit the edges again, that they're bright enough so they stand out. You don't have to do, all the edges all the way around, just where you think the light will hit on. So, for example, this time I would edge highlight the bottom side of the bottom edge of the holes in the armor, for example. That one will be a lot brighter than, for example, the the other holes on top of the icon. So I'm just trying to hit the edges one more time to make it really stand out. Sometimes Ushabti Bone is enough, sometimes Screaming Skull is needed to make them more stand out. You just have to play with it a little bit. And now we're just gonna finish it all up with a few touches of the screaming skull to make it all pop out. Just a few touches here and there on the edges, on the helmet, on the shoulder. So yeah, this was it for the armor. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's quite a long video, I know. I apologize for it. I have to get used to the color scheme as well, because it's the second time I'm doing it, and this is the first time really that I start understanding it and have a bit more knowledge about the colors I'm using. So yeah, the next video is all about the trims. So I will show you in the end a photo of the finished armor. So there we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.